in the Quad Cities. Live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, a week dedicated to great food and local flavor, how you can eat your way through the Quad Cities and even win prizes while doing it. We have details on QC Restaurant Week. Plus, it is Child Abuse Prevention Month, reminding us that every child deserves to feel safe, supported, and celebrated, how you can make an impact by attending the Celebrate Every Child Gala. And if you're ready to get your garden growing, don't miss the annual plant sale fundraiser at the Quad City Botanical Center. We'll learn more about what's available. Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. My co-host Kyle Keel will join us in just a few minutes. But first, we want to talk about a current trend that feels a little unexpected in the best way. More and more young adults are trading in fast-paced, picture-perfect moments for something more nostalgic. Joining us with more is Tennille Register from R7 Reclaimed in Grandview, Iowa. Tennille, welcome back to the show.
Hi, Morgan. Thank you.
Well, you've redecorated for us here today, which
added
we love.
Some color.
You added a little pop of color, more than a pop of color. It looks fabulous in here, as it always does when Tennille's here. You're hosting an event this weekend. It is a spring vintage picnic experience. So tell us all about it and this trend, I suppose, that you're tapping into.
Yeah, so this year there's a lot of talk about maximalism, or you've heard granny chic or cottage core.
Yes.
And it's the idea that kids who were raised on screens, so people in their 20s or in their 30s, are saying, hey, we want to put them down.
Yeah.
And they're looking back to even the 80s and 90s and saying, what did you do before you had your phone in your hand?
Yeah.
And even the decor styles they're picking up on. Like, they don't want all white, slim, minimalist. They're saying, let's make this feel like home. And so that's kind of the inspiration to the vintage picnic, is having activities, decor, and some nostalgic items to inspire them.
I love it. And not only are we seeing it in lifestyle, but we're seeing it in fashion as well. And like a lot of reuse, you know, when it comes to like thrifting and instead of buying things brand new, which is right up your alley, of course, when it comes to decor. So what do you think is inspiring this like slow down trend? Do you think it's too much of this?
I kind of think so.
Yeah.
And not knowing, people are hungry for in-person interactions.
Right.
And so I think when you gather, if all you're doing is quick eat, clear the table,
Right.
memories don't happen and lingering conversations and the kind of things that make you like laugh or say, oh no, me too.
Yeah.
And I think people are just looking for ways to stir that up.
I love that. Well, you are offering a way to do exactly that coming up this weekend. So tell us about this experience and what you have planned.
Yeah, so all through the barn, we have the first inspiration that I had was the picnic baskets. And then the next thing that I found was the vintage umbrellas. And that kind of set the scene that I just wanted every bit of the barn to feel like you could pull up a chair and pour something to sip on and see grandma's old plates or a wicker basket to put your picnic, you know, plate on, and just really think through, how can I add a little bit of charm and cozy so that people feel like they can hang out and you get the feeling grandma gave you. We're trying to give it to one another.
Yes, and thank you so much for providing this kind of little peek inside the barn for us that everybody is watching right now. It's going to be a fabulous time. Now, R7 Reclaimed, for anybody who has not been there, it already has that rustic vintage feel as we just saw on the screen right now. So the space, how do you feel like it lends itself to something like this?
Yeah, so the barn itself is from the late 1800s, and it's been reclaimed. We have bathrooms and electricity and stuff, but everything else is intact. So just the drive out into the country, there's no gravel or anything, but to see it kind of slows you down. You're gonna laugh in the car. We have an old feed store that's a coffee shop in town, so you can stop there. And I just really think like walking through with your kids and saying, oh yeah, like one thing is like the wicker plates. Like when I was a kid, this is how you kept your paper plate from like falling apart, you know? And just kind of showing them like yo-yos and the game of croquet and just the little ways that we used to stay busy.
The old bingo we've got here. Talk about some of the stuff that you brought here today, like that basket that we have closest to you.
Yeah, so this is a vintage picnic basket. Often they were made in Burlington. A lot of them were. There was a basket factory there. And honestly, they're so convenient for packing your stuff and bringing them. Like, why aren't we still using those, right? And so I think that's fun. When I posted a big picture of baskets, people went crazy for them. This is an ice bucket, And so you put your ice in there.
You might still see them in hotels. That's pretty much it, right?
That's right. But they used to be available in all different prints and patterns to kind of go with your decor. And then we have, as always in the barn, like really crazy fun ideas. Like if you use a lunch pail for your relish tray, like you could just pick this up and carry it with you with your ketchup, mustard, relish, that kind of thing. And just having fun, like get some old barware.
Oh, I love that.
Sipping water and lemonade is more fun. And you can do the vintage plastic kind.
This is one
these
thing,
are like, you know, a plastic one if you're worried about kids breaking it. But like it just feels like a party that you're supposed to hang out at when you have that.
A little bit of a retro thing. And of course, this weekend, it's about shopping, but it's also about more than shopping. So, you know, as we wrap up with you today, what would you say makes a pop-up like this or this spring market, this whole picnic theme, a little bit different from what we typically see when we see some of these markets pop up?
Yeah, so there's a purpose in mind whenever I plan these, and I shop sort of all winter to give you like a storytelling experience of the vintage picnic. And so bringing a friend or lingering through by yourself, you're just going to take a time out from the you know, chaos and the rush. At the barn, there's not tons of people and it's not elbow to elbow, get it while you can. Like it's stop, explore, and enjoy the day. Yeah,
and you do such a wonderful job of that. We've got the croquet there that we've got the camera on. You do a wonderful job of giving people ideas, you know, and how do you, like someone like me who, you know, with the lunch pail and the condiments, right? You know, you give people great ideas. So definitely stop by the Vintage Picnic Barn Sale. It's happening this Easter weekend at R7 Reclaimed, located on Cemetery Lane in Grandview, Iowa. It is Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if you want to learn more, you can always visit r7reclaimed.com. Janelle, thank you so much for visiting with us today and just doing all of this here in the studio. It looks great.
Awesome. Thanks for letting me share.
Yes, absolutely. And still to come on QCL, we've got details on the 7 delicious days of QC Restaurant Week, how you can be part of the action and even win prizes along the way.
QC, that's where we work best when we're together. QC, that's where is brought to you by a partnership with the Quad Cities Chamber. Visit the city.
Well, not that we need an excuse, but if you've been looking for an excuse to try a new restaurant or maybe revisit one of your favorites, next week is the time to do just that.
It certainly is. QC Restaurant Week is back, running Monday, April 6th through Sunday, April 12th, and it's all about celebrating the incredible local food scene across the Quad Cities. Joining us now is Leah Nelson from Visit Quad Cities to tell us more about how it all works and why you won't want to miss it next week. Leah, welcome back.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yes, of course.
Being here. When Leah visits us, we know something cool is happening in the Quad Cities, and yeah, especially QC Restaurant Week. People love it. So for folks who aren't familiar with QC Restaurant Week, can you just tell us a little bit about it and why this is something that we're really taking on year after year?
Yeah, so QC Restaurant Week is a full week where you can just go out and support local restaurants. We have an amazing culinary scene right here in the Quad Cities. And so, you know, like you said, you don't need an excuse to go out to eat, but this is a great way to just support local.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about. It's supporting local, because I think a lot of times we can get caught up in maybe some of the national chains, but this might be a time to kind of do a little research and find out what we have locally, because you might find a restaurant you've really never tried before.
Yeah, we have over 80 participating restaurants this year, and we have such a diverse roster. So no matter what you like, you'll find something you'll enjoy during QC Restaurant Week.
Yes, I took a little peek at it, you know, preparing for Leah to visit us today, and you can really find anything from casual to upscale. All sorts of restaurants are taking part. Why would you say, Leah, that it is so important, though, to support our local restaurants and our small businesses in this way?
You know, when we go out to eat, we are making memories and we have these incredible experiences. And so this is just a perfect week to amplify their stories, because again, like, our restaurants in the Quad Cities are so incredible. So why not, you know, have an excuse, go out to eat, try something new, and just support the amazing people that run our restaurants as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you mentioned, you know, 80 restaurants or more participating, and these restaurants are going to have a lot of special deals going on as well.
Yeah, so we encourage people to visit QCRestaurantWeek.com. You can sign up for our free mobile pass, and there you will see the 80 plus participating restaurants, and then all of the deals discounts, special menu items that they have. And again, it's free to participate, so why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that mobile pass. Okay, so we have a little video of how it works. So when you do go to the website, it'll be very easy for anybody to find. Important to clarify, this is not like an app that you have to download. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, we didn't want to add like extra hassle to people to download. So again, it's just free. You can sign up, and then you can add it to your phone's homepage if you would like. But it's just really simple.
Very simple. That's where you're going to get the deals, and you're going to be able to find out, okay, my favorite restaurant or this restaurant that I've been wanting to try, here's what they're doing for QC Restaurant Week. Because something I think is cool is many restaurants also do like a prefix menu. So they kind of want to show you their best stuff during Restaurant Week. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, might as well do that. So while you're doing that, you want to check in, because if you check in, you can actually be entered in for some cool prizes.
Yeah, so the more restaurants you visit, the more check-ins, the more entries you have, and then we'll be giving away some Restaurant Week gift cards at the end of Restaurant Week. So, might as well eat during Restaurant Week and then continue the celebration.
Continue to eat after you win those gift cards.
Yes.
Something that I just think is so great is that you do recognize outstanding restaurant workers during this week. So tell us a little bit more about that. We've got a video on the screen right now. I believe it's from last year at Rookies. We got a favorite restaurant worker at Rookies that was being surprised last year as being one of these outstanding people. Why is it important to do this?
Oh my gosh, they are just, the people that work in our restaurants are just incredible. And again, like the experiences that you have when you go to these restaurants, a lot of the incredible experiences are because of the chefs, the hosts, the servers, the bartenders. And so why not get to celebrate them and surprise them? And we have 4 incredible people that we're surprising this year. So we're really excited. We encourage people to tune into our social media. We'll be showcasing it. And again, like they're so surprised when we stop in. So it's pretty
Some of the hardest working people.
Yes, absolutely. And they're all chosen by the people as well. So they are well deserving. So we'll stay tuned for that. QC Restaurant Week runs Monday, April 6th through Sunday, April 12th at dozens of participating businesses, as we mentioned. For a map of locations, you can head to qcrestaurantweek.com, and you can also sign up to earn rewards throughout the week, as we mentioned. So thank you, Leah, so much for being here, and everyone eat up.
Yes, exactly. I love that. Leah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Still to come on QCL, how you can refresh your garden this spring and support a great local organization at the same time. Details on the Quad City Botanical Center's annual plant sale next.
Quad Cities Live continues.
If you're already thinking about sprucing up your garden this spring, we've got a great opportunity to do exactly that. The annual plant sale fundraiser at the Quad City Botanical Center is back again, offering dozens of beautiful options to bring your outdoor spaces to life. And joining us now from the Botanical Center's horticulture team is Kate Mates. Kate, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here today. We just love to see you as well. Botanical Center, this is a very popular event every single year. So tell us a little bit about what it is. What is this annual plant sale fundraiser?
So we do a perennial annual plant sale in the spring, so stuff to go outside in your garden.
Okay.
We do a pre-sale, so you go to our website, qcgardens.com, pick out the plants that we have selected, and then you will come on plant sale pickup day, which is Saturday, April 25th, and get your order. We'll have a few leftovers to be able to pick up the day of. So if you missed it, or you, oh, that one's really cool, I didn't think so, you can grab it their day of.
Okay, that's good to know. And we'll remind people too, as we finish up our segment, of those dates, just in case they didn't get a chance to write them down. So talk about the ways in which, this plant sale really does support the Botanical Center.
So it helps us to put cool new plants in the gardens.
Yes.
We have a lot of display gardens, pots. It helps us to be able to give that welcoming and beautiful environment for the community to come visit us. It helps us with educational programming for school kids, for those visitors who come, and it just helps us to continue on with the Botanical Center.
Continue being truly one of the most amazing spots to visit in the Quad Cities. Truly an attraction for not only visitors but people that live here year round. It's a great place to take the kids as well. So for this plant sale fundraiser, you have more than 75 varieties available. So what kind of plants can people expect to find this year? I know you talked about perennials and annuals. I mean, are there things that you're excited about, or that people are getting excited about when they go online?
There's a lot of different colors. I try very hard to have a wide variety of colors and spring, summer, and fall bloomers.
Okay.
So a columbine is our most popular plant, as well as the coreopsis. So those are almost sold out.
Okay.
But it's also the year of the hot pepper this year.
Okay.
Year of the sedum, and year of the impatient. So we have a good selection of those 3 plants.
Good to know.
And we also do combos. So if you have a beautiful pot at home, but you get overwhelmed when you go to the garden center and go, I don't know what looks good together.
This is me, yes.
We have 8 different options that you can purchase as a bundle, and then you take them home and plant them in your own planter.
I love that. You truly are making it easy for people like me that have no idea what looks good, or is this going to grow too big and not let this grow, and things like that. So you really just answered my next question. This is a good option for beginner gardeners.
Yeah.
You guys help a lot with that, with your experience. So any tips for people who are just starting to plan for their spring gardens right now? Anything that they should go online and be looking for?
So you want to think about light. Are you going under a shade tree or on the north side of your house? Is it going to be in full sun? Is it a wet spot where the downspout kind of empties into, or is it a real dry spot? So those are the main things that you need to think about. And then when you go on there, all of the descriptions explain what kind of plant. And then we have, the heights on there as well. So low, medium, tall plants, everything that we have there that's a perennial is meant for this area. And then we have a lot of annuals that you can put in pots or just kind of put around your perennials to add color for the season.
You have all made it so easy. So there's the information on your screen. Just head to qcgardens.com to take a look at everything and read all those descriptions. Once again, pick up on April 25th once you do order. Kate, thank you so much for being here today. Yes, thank you. And still to come, we're going to be talking a little bit more about April being Child Abuse Prevention Month. We're talking with Every Child about how our community can come together to support families and protect kids.
Today is a First Alert Day.
Quad Cities Live continues.
This month, the blue pinwheel is more than a decoration. It's a powerful symbol marking Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to raise awareness, support families, and stand up for the safety and the well-being of every child. Joining us today is the president of the Every Child organization, Nicole Mann. Nicole, thanks for being here today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to start seeing those blue pinwheels pop up here in the coming days. But let's start out by talking about your organization, Every Child, and what you do here in the Quad Cities community.
Yeah, so Every Child is a child abuse prevention agency. We primarily focus on birth through 5. But we do have a wide range of preventative services all the way to kids who need treatment. We do cover a 10-county region in the Iowa and Illinois area. So
wow, so a huge service area.
Huge service area, yes.
A big undertaking. So we're talking about Child Abuse Prevention Month. Can you describe a little bit about what happens over the course of the month and why it is so important for us to all recognize this?
Yeah, so like Kyle mentioned, you'll see a lot of pinwheel gardens popping up. We did one today with Davenport Police Department. That is a symbol of hope for children. It is a symbol that we should all be aware of child abuse prevention and keeping kids safe. But you'll see pinwheel gardens, you'll see Dine for a Cause at some restaurants, and you'll see our upcoming gala.
Yes, and I just want to mention, Nicole, because you're looking at us, we've got some video on the screen right now of the pinwheel garden going up outside Davenport PD. It looks great.
Yeah, it does.
It really
and
does.
they'll be blowing in the wind for sure. It's a windy time of year. I know that Rock Island and Moline will be doing theirs tomorrow, so you'll see more and more of these pop up here throughout the region. So let's talk about some of the events that we'll see throughout the month of April. I know you're hosting an event like a community training, so can the public attend these?
Yes, we do have community trainings that are available, and they're on our website. So individuals can get more information there for the upcoming trainings as well.
And we want to mention those are free as well.
They're
so
free. All of
very
our
good
services
resource.
are free.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, and this is a big one that we really want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
A big reason why you're here today is this important fundraiser that's coming up later this month. Celebrate Every Child Gala is on Thursday, April 23rd. We've got some photos from a previous year on the screen right now, also at Rhythm City Casino Event Center. So tell us what we can expect. Anybody can buy tickets to this, correct?
Yes, it is open. Tickets are for sale again on our website. They're at $75 per ticket or $500 for a table of 8.
Okay.
It is, you will expect there'll be live music, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and then we also have Angela Rose as our guest speaker. She is from an organization called PAVE. She herself is a survivor of child abuse. She's going to share her story with everybody. And it's really important for us. That is our big fundraiser of the year, and that all the money that we raise does support our programs so that we can keep those programs for free for kids and families in our community.
Yeah, an impactful night. There's a photo right there of Angela Rose, who Nicole was just talking about, who's going to be speaking about her experiences. Obviously, times like these are very impactful when you get everybody together for an event like this, and you are hearing, somebody's a true story of going through this. But at the same time, while of course that's probably not going to be the nicest story to hear, the event itself is truly one of a kind. I mean, it's a beautiful evening. There's going to be silent auctions, correct?
Yes,
and live auctions.
Yes.
And there's some of the prizes right there.
Oh yeah, we've got some prizes on the screen. So these are some of the big ones. I'm assuming these ones are part of the live auction. So it's Hawkeye football, backyard barbecue. Signed. Oh, is that like a Star Wars or something?
Yes.
Star
Okay.
Wars.
Look at that's the reason why I don't know is because the monitor. Full disclosure.
It squeezes it back.
It's very far away, and my
that is
eyesight
Star Wars.
is not the
It
greatest.
is signed. So.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So pretty good items up for auction, so likely to raise a lot of money there. So for anyone who maybe can't attend the gala coming up, what other ways can we support Every Child really throughout the year?
Well, if they can't attend, they can still bid on the silent auction online if they want. We do have people who win who aren't in attendance. But honestly, anytime, any donation that comes through the doors will support our programming for kids and families.
Okay, well that's wonderful.
Yeah, and you still have plenty of time to secure your tickets to the Celebrate Every Child fundraising gala. It's happening Thursday, April 23rd at Rhythm City Casino Event Center, starting at 5:30 p.m. If you want to learn more, you can visit the website foreverychild.org/gala, and that's where you can get in on that silent auction if you can't attend. Nicole, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You chatting with us, and of course, thank you so much for watching Quad Cities Live.
We will see you Friday at 3 for our next live broadcast.